So a lot of women are offended by my last video that I just made, dating with boobie. And I love it, right? Because it proved my point exactly. Anytime there's accountability or anytime there's truth to be said, right? They're more worried about how they feel about what you said than taking accountability for it. Remember I said how women destroy things or what they say and men destroy things or what they do, right? Because they're mad at me, now I'm gay, right? Because they're mad at me, I must hate women, right? Instead of saying, okay, there's some facts there, all right, I can understand. And usually the ones who are mad about the things I say, it applies to them. They fit that category, they fit that shoe, and they don't like to be perceived based on the actions that they've made that put them in that category. So they attack you and try to ruin your reputation, right? And I love it because it proved my point exactly. Proved my point exactly. Now, these are not just things I'm saying because this is how I feel. These are things that are backed up by statistics. These are things that are backed up through studies and research. These are things that are being taught in psychology, in the school systems. These are things that we see every day, right? So it's not a lie if there's so many sources pointing to the same direction, right? I don't say this just to sit there and bash women because I'm such a terrible women hater. I say things to speak truth into existence. A lot of the time, you can't change something if you don't know it exists. You're not aware of something, so you can't have a different result if you're not aware of it. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic, and a lot of men are afraid to talk about things because they get the whiplash from it. You know, we get the consequence of how women feel about things. I'm not the guy who really cares. As long as it has truth and facts behind it, I really don't care who I offend, and I don't care how you feel about it. But it proved my point. Proved my point. If you look back in the comments, I must not like women, so therefore I'm gay. Alright? But by speaking about the truths of what we all see, single motherhood pandemic, all-time high. Bad decisions made in early childhood years lead to long-term negative consequences, not only for the child, but for the mother who had that child in the beginning. All right? It's truth. Again, I'm going to say the same thing. A lot of younger women go for the bad boy, make bad decisions, and when they get older, that biological clock clicks, and then now you want the guy who's more stable, the guy who has his life together. But then that same guy that you want doesn't want you because you made all the bad decisions. Accountability. These are just facts. This is biological. This is based by statistics. This has research behind it. This is lived by experience. Right? So why is that so hard to receive? Men receive negative criticism all the time. Men receive truth and honesty all the time. So why, when it's time for women to hear that same reciprocation of what women give, it's too hard to handle? Men, you know, if you're not a certain height, you're unattractive. Okay, we accept that, right? If you're short, you gotta be hella funny. Right? If you're short, you better have something else to offer that makes you more appealing to a woman in a woman's eyes. Right? For us men, if we don't have enough money or we don't have the right job, we're not perceived as leaders. We're not leaders. We're incompetent to lead a household. Therefore, we're not worth the investment in a woman's eyes. We receive that. But if we say, hey, look, I don't like an overweight woman, and we have a preference, body shaming, right? So all the women who are angry about the things that I say, number one, why are you still watching my content? Number two, you have so much to say online, right? How about you meet me in person if you live here in El Paso? We could do a podcast, but you're not going to go that route. Right? You're not going to go that route because that would mean accountability from somebody who doesn't give a fuck about your feelings that you can't manipulate into seeing things your way. Right? I speak from the male experience. I speak for a lot of guys, male's experience. I speak from the woman's experience. Because a lot of women tell me all these things that are, the repetition is like a copy and paste. But at least a lot of the women that I talk to, a lot of them take accountability. I made some bad choices. That's okay. Because men have to take accountability all the time. So why is it so hard for women to take accountability without getting defensive, combative, argumentative, emotional, dismissive? If anybody tells you the truth they're gay now, I guess I'm gay. You know, I guess so. It's the crazy part is you can't handle what you dish out. But I'm dishing. So I love it. It doesn't bother me, whatever your comments are. It doesn't bother me how angry you get based on what I say. I think you should be more focused on, does what he say have truth to it? Does what he say apply to me? Now, is he the only one that sees it in this perspective, or do a majority of guys see it in this perspective? Is what he's saying have truth behind it? If you're in your 30s and 40s and you're trying to figure out why the man that you want doesn't want you, I'm the guy telling you reasons why we do not want you. If you're the strong, masculine, I don't need a man, woman, and you're wondering why you can't attract a strong, masculine man, and you're attracting all these feminine men and having failed relationships, right? Maybe you should ask yourself, what he's saying is true? Is this the reason why I'm having this result? I speak about that too. You know, masculine women attract feminine men, because masculine women want control and ego. That's what they care about. So they choose a weaker man that they have control to stroke their ego. That feminine man is going to do what I say. That feminine man is, I run pants in this relationship. I have control. And then you're going to not respect that man and complain because no masculine man wants a masculine woman. What I'm saying has truth behind it. Whether you're able to accept it or not, that sounds like a personal problem. Personal problem. And if you feel some type of way and you're so strong and gung-ho about it, come to the podcast. We can have adult conversation. And quite frankly, it would take up some of my free time. This is what I do on my free time. Piss people off. That's cool. Or try to have a dialect where either A, we can agree to disagree. We could talk with the intention of understanding. And then we could start bridging some gaps by taking some accountability. That's the reason why I'm doing the podcast. I'm doing the podcast because my personal experience, along with a lot of other men's personal experience, right? The traditional values ain't really there. Men are looking for traditional women. Women want to be modern, but still want traditional men. Women, I want to sexualize myself. I want to shake my ass and put thirst traps all over the place, but I still want a husband though, right? I want to have multiple partners, sleep with 40, 50 people, right? But I still want you to pay the bills though. I want to have kids with multiple different men, but I still want a high caliber man who makes 6 figures, who are willing to take care of another man's responsibilities. That's common. Out of 10 women that I talk to, and I talk to women every day, right? 9 of those have that same mentality. And this is feminism. This is the empowerment. But what feminism doesn't teach you in the long run is you fail at the end. Be strong until you're 30, 40 and nobody wants you. Don't need a nigga till you 30, 40 until you can't attract a nigga no more. And make all the bad decisions until your value has decreased to a point where niggas will run from you. I guess I'm the asshole though. I love it. Dating with Boobie.